This is the Beyond the Prophy podcast, the podcast that empowers you and inspires you to seek career excellence while pursuing your passion. And I'm your host, Jasmine Haley. Welcome to the Beyond the Prophy podcast. I am, every time I do this, I'm always excited. I am always excited. I love every single interview that I do. I honestly, truly do. And I really appreciate every single person that's willing to allow me the opportunity to get to know you and share your story. I feel that this is something that can continue on and on and on and on and on, because we have some amazing people in that career, and we need to hear that on a regular basis, especially when we feel that, you're used to that mundane routine over and over and over again. You kind of need that boost, and these are what these interviews do. And this particular guest that I have here, Cathy Richardson, we are on site at the RDH Under One Roof Conference, and I loved speaking to her. This woman is an empowered dental hygienist. She is empowered in her career, and I love the way that she thinks outside of the box. One of the things that she said that really resonated with me, and I made sure I highlighted it when I was re-listening to her episode, was opportunities will not come and find you. They will not come and find you. Let me repeat that one more time. Opportunities will not come and find you. So you need to be intentional with all of your actions. One of the people that I love listening to is Brendon Burchard. I read his book, Motivation Manifesto, and that kick-started my decision to be intentional with all of the steps that I make. I found an accountability partner. My accountability partner is Siobhan Healy, who is an amazing rock star hygienist, who is an implant expert. She and I read that book together. We took the 12-week course. The book is free, motivationmanifesto.com. And we took it, and I'm telling you, it was that kick in the butt that you needed to hear. So listening to Cathy reminded me of that, because when you're going to work and you're staying in there, you do that 9 to 5, you're going there over and over and over again. Who are you meeting besides the employees or your colleagues that are with you? Who are you doing that? And if you go into the same CEs over and over again with the same 20 people that show up, that really aren't really doing anything with themselves career-wise, they don't really have that spark or that interest in doing much of anything else, how can you be inspired to do more? Well, of course, you're listening to the Beyond the Prophy podcast. This is one way of which you can meet these individuals who will spark your interest and keep that passion and fire alive for you. So I really appreciate the point that she talked about opportunities will not come and find you. So how do you meet these people? You go to these larger conferences like ADHA Annual Conference or RDH Under One Roof. You take the initiative to become a part of your professional association. And you take every single experience that you have the opportunity to be a part of, and you learn from that. And that includes having experiences where you volunteer. I have volunteered many hours of my time for the professional association. I have found ways to volunteer in other ways just so that I have the ability to give back. When you give back, or that's being a servant leader, it's very fulfilling in your life. But not only are you getting a fulfillment of doing more than just the mundane activities that you're used to, but you're also gaining experience. And there have been times where I have volunteered my time and it's led to another position. For instance, I'm currently an education consultant with the University of Maryland School of Medicine JOCS initiative, where they're actually, they have this amazing interprofessional program where they're educating law students, social workers, dentists, dental students, dental hygiene students, medical students, nursing students, pharmacy students on HIV and Hep C. And I was able to be introduced to this program because I volunteered my time. And I did it because it meant something to me. And it was something that I love to do. I love to educate, but especially to bring more awareness to the HIV epidemic. And so after doing that and being able to help out in that way, I was offered a position to work with the Preparing the Future faculty program that they have there. So it's just, you have to realize that these opportunities, they will come, and sometimes they don't come when you want them to. But try to take advantage of every experience that comes your way. And it's okay that you're introverted. We talked a little bit about that. But know that there are some wonderful opportunities available, some things we have to create, and we need to be empowered in our career. So I really look forward to you listening to Cathy's interview. She's amazing, and I loved learning about her. And you make sure that you take a look at Simply Hygiene. I love ordering through them. The customer service is stellar. Products are amazing. Shipping is ultra fast. Sure that you subscribe to the Beyond the Perfy podcast. Leave a review. Let us know how you feel. Let me know if there's certain questions you want me to ask the people that I'm interviewing. I really am enjoying this, and I hope that you are enjoying the episodes as well. Make sure you subscribe to the BeyondTheProfy.com website so that you can receive our newsletter and let you know when our upcoming events are going to be open for 2018. They are going to be stellar. I am doing this for you. I want to be able to build something that can inspire and empower all of you all, and working hard to be able to do that and fulfill my dreams and goals as well, because it's about really trying to make an impact and make a difference. And I want to help those who are in the same situation that I was in just a few years ago. So I'm on this journey with you, and I'm loving it. All right, enjoy the show. Welcome to another show. This is Jasmine, and we have another episode of Think Beyond the Profy. I am so very excited to start this podcast. I've been writing for almost a year now about hygienists who elevate their thinking, who think outside of the box, whether it be clinical, academia, research, whatever it is. They just seek career excellence, and I found an amazing person that has. And I'm so very excited to have her a part of this podcast. Her name is Cathy Richardson, so welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I am so excited to spend this time to talk with you. I have many questions, but let's have a good time. So tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're currently doing.
Okay. I am a dental hygienist.
Yes.
And that has been my passion for over 30 years. I worked clinically for a while. I have also a background in education. I worked with a consultant, and I've also been in sales. So I've had a very blessed career in dental hygiene. I've done a lot of different things. But a few years ago, I ended up coordinating a new Simply Hygiene division with Atlanta Dental Supply, and they saw the need for hygienists that want to order on their own. So now we have a division focused simply on hygienists, which that's why we call it Simply Hygiene. So now I go out and promote Simply Hygiene through educational activities as well as trade shows and school programs.
I love it. And to let the listeners know, I have ordered products from Cathy, Simply Hygiene. I've ordered my American Eagle sharpen-free instruments. It was stellar customer service, rapid shipping, and I love my products.
Great.
I love it. And it was so wonderful to be able to use it. When I go temping, that's exactly what I bring. I had such a wonderful experience working with Simply Hygiene.
Thanks. Well, we feel like relationships matter, and I like to think that I treat my customers as I treated my patients in patient care, and I think hygienists understand that. They don't always know what they want to buy, but at least we are a resource, so I can do some homework and some research for them if they're not sure what they need. So it's a pleasure. I love it.
What do you think is a hindrance for many hygienists who are a little scared to go out there and actually invest in themselves and actually purchase their own equipment?
I think it's the expense, because it is overwhelming if you're thinking of buying a lot of things at one time. But I think what I recommend is to buy one or two things. Even something as simple as buying one or two instruments or buying a box of gloves. I mean, it's very simple. It empowers you. to know that you can do your own thing, choose your own products, and not be stuck in exactly what they have at the office.
Absolutely.
It's not a perfect fit for everyone.
Exactly. You know, with temping, you just never know what you're going to get. I have a latex sensitivity, and so those are things that you may come in and they only have latex gloves, or their instruments are butter knife instruments, and then you're struggling to keep up with the schedule because you can't remove anything. So I think that having that access to Simply Hygiene is absolutely stellar. But I like one of the words that you used. First of all, for everyone, I forgot to mention that we're actually at RDH under one roof. And we're having such an amazing time here in Chicago. It is a ton of people here, by the way. But you said something. You said empower. And just hearing you mention how long you've been in this industry, some of the roles that you've had, it's obvious you're an empowered hygienist. So how did you get there? How did you find the confidence to be able to seek alternatives outside of clinical?
Networking. It's all networking. I mean, I knew in my heart that I wanted to do something outside of clinical practice, and I am one of the older hygienists, and unfortunately, I didn't always sit properly, or, I wasn't taught ergonomics in hygiene school, so I didn't always sit the way I needed to sit, and so my body was getting tired, and I thought, I need to find something else, but I love dental hygiene. I love it. And so I'm passionate about the profession. But I also worked with a dentist that encouraged me to go out and seek other avenues. So I had a lot of support, a lot of networking through the ADHA, through the RDH under one roof that I attended one of the first meetings. So networking is critical. Thinking outside the box, getting out there by yourself and not waiting for somebody to come into your operatory and find you, because that's not the way it happens. And I can say honestly that everything that I have done through my career has happened on its own. I didn't necessarily seek out every opportunity. It came to me, and I feel blessed for that.
Yes, yes. And you have to put yourself out there. I
Yes.
love the fact that you say that.
Yes.
You have to put yourself out there. You have to put yourself out there. I can't explain that any further.
That's what I tell people all the time. They say to me, I want to do what you're doing, or I want a job in sales. First of all, you need to find out exactly what that position entails, because it is not all glamorous.
Yes.
I mean, there are wonderful parts. I get to come to this meeting. I love it. It's fun. But there's a lot of hard work behind the scenes. And there are a lot of weekends. If you don't want to work weekends, then maybe you need to choose another avenue.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of after hours. It's not a 9-to-5 job. But I always say shadow somebody, or go find somebody that you feel would be a good mentor and ask them questions.
Absolutely.
But sitting in the operatory and wishing for it is not going to make it happen.
Yes.
You have to get out there.
And being intentional on where you place yourself.
Right.
So if you're taking mostly webinars for your CEs, that's not a good place for you to meet people. Now, there's nothing wrong with the webinars.
Right.
But you've got to get out there and meet people and create relationships, because sometimes you may not even, people think that when they get out there and they network, oh my goodness, someone gives you a card and here's a job. It's really building a relationship. Someone may think of you when the opportunity may arise.
And that's what I meant. I mean, everything for me has happened along the way.
Yes.
The way that Simply Hygiene came about, actually, is I was teaching, and as clinic coordinator, we were trying to find ways for students that had to purchase items on their own to buy it at less cost without having, a higher margin added to it.
Yeah.
So I started working with Atlanta Dental, and then within 3 or 4 years, all of a sudden they're inviting me to come and help start this division because of the experience that we had together. So it was relationships. It was not even expecting anything out of working for free. I don't know how to explain that, but just because you don't get paid for an activity that you do doesn't mean that you're not learning something from it, or it's not preparing you for a better step in the right direction.
Amen.
And volunteering. So volunteering is such a great way to meet people, meet other companies that are involved in that, and to meet other hygienists, and the networking, that's critical.
Yeah.
And if I can say that as an introvert, because I am an introverted person, and a lot of people don't understand that because I do speak, and but if I can say that and feel good about it and confident about it, then anybody can do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm an introvert as well.
Yeah.
And Christy and I were just talking about that, because I prefer to be on my own. Sometimes, even after a conference like this, I have to decompress.
Exactly.
Because how much energy it takes for me to go out of what I typically would like to do, which is look around, and then move out of the way. But yeah, introverts, you can certainly master networking, building relationships. We can still have careers where you're speaking and getting your voice out there. I think that's really important.
Exactly.
I love that.
So I've just met another introverted hygienist.
Yes, there's so many of us.
I know.
There's many hygienists that are actually out there putting out a lot of content, and we're all introverts. Isn't that incredible?
It's good. It's awesome.
Yeah. So what actually got you into dental hygiene? Like,
I was thinking about that not long ago. Somebody asked me that, and I'm like, well, I can't remember. It's been so long ago. But actually, I had a great conversation with my own hygienist, and I had thought about nursing school, but I don't think nursing school is for me. I don't know how to put it politely, but there are some body fluids I just can't handle.
Right.
And so I knew all of my friends were going, you may have to edit that.
No. You like to keep everything neck up.
Right. Exactly. Amen. But I love people. Yeah. And I do have a caring personality and a caring spirit about me. And so after that conversation with my hygienist, and I just pursued it further.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And it's been a perfect fit for me.
Yeah. That's really, really great. So I'd love for you to let the listeners know where you're from, because I love your southern twang.
I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia.
Perfect.
And I just recently moved to Venice, Florida. So I'm starting out in a new path in my life. My husband and I just moved last month. So I'm getting familiar with some of the hygienists in Florida. So hope to grow this Simply Hygiene division even larger. But yes, I am from the South.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. And I have a lot of Florida peeps.
Yes, we love Florida.
Nice Florida.
Yeah, so it's been great so far. I've only been there a month, but
so are you a South, Northern, Eastern, Western? What part of Florida?
It's considered South Florida. It's south of Sarasota.
Okay.
It's near the beach.
Oh.
So
that's really
wear
really
your
nice.
Sunscreen and come visit me.
Oh. Yes, I'm going to take you up on that. That's one thing I miss being in Maryland, is the fact that
near the coast.
Yeah, we're about 2 hours from the beach, where they have lakes and stuff like that. But I grew up in New York City, so I would go to the beach all the time, and it was great. So I do miss that aspect of it.
There's something about the end of a long day and just sitting on the beach and listening to the ocean that it does it for me.
Yeah, I honestly feel closer to God when I'm at the beach. That's where I'm at when I'm there. But anyway, it's really, really great having you on here. I like to keep the episodes short. Most of us are busy. We don't have a lot of time to really listen to long, extended episodes. But if people are interested in getting in contact with you or finding out about Simply Hygiene, where would they go?
They can go to www.simplyhygiene.com, or and on that website is an 800 number, so a toll-free number. They can reach me, or my email address is Cathy Richardson at simplyhygiene.com.
All right, perfect. And then what we'll do is we'll put all that information in the show notes so that they can check it out.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you
really
for
appreciate
having me.
it.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.